Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the science fiction movie Fahrenheit 451 that stars Michael Shannon and Michael B. Jordan. And this is a movie that is based on a famous Ray Bradbury book and has been previously made into a movie a good long while ago, I think in the 60s. And I haven't read the book and I haven't seen the previous movie, so I'm going into this movie fresh, if you like. Now, I saw the trailer for this when it came out a good few weeks ago, and my reaction to that trailer was it reminded me very much of the science fiction movie Equilibrium that stars Christian Bale. A society that oppresses free thought and creativity and all that kind of stuff, and that's what this film essentially. I still have that feeling of familiarity with Equilibrium. They are of the same mould, if you like, except Equilibrium is a far better action movie than this. You couldn't describe this as an action movie at all. It's more of a science fiction thriller, this movie. And like I say, this film focuses on a future society that has stifled creativity, is banned, all writing and books, and apparently it is thought that, books are evil and that they turn you mad, basically. And it led to some kind of second civil war, and there was many people died, and after that they were completely banned. And the fire departments now, rather than putting out fires, actually start them, and they go around. They're almost like the police and the military and the fire brigade all rolled into one. They go out and hunt out what they called eels, and eels are people in society who still seek out books and media, films and music, all that kind of stuff, and they store it and stash it. And these firemen essentially go out, hunt them down, and then while the media is watching and it's transmitted to everywhere, they burn these books and burn this media, whatever it is that they find. And the eels, as they're called, the humans that they find that store all this stuff, they get sentenced on this spot, and they get the identities taken away from them, they get the fingerprints burned off them, and they get sentenced to however long it is, and you don't really get an identity. You're not a person anymore. And Michael B. Jordan and Michael Shannon are the head honchos of this fire brigade on Station 451, whatever it is. And at the beginning, they both stay the course, Michael Shannon and Michael B. Jordan, and they're going out burning books, chasing down eels. Sophia Botella's in it, and she's an eel who's like an informant that gives them tips on where to find this stuff so she can get her sentence reduced. But partway through the movie, Michael B. Jordan's character has a crisis of conscience. He starts remembering things from when he was a child, and he starts getting intrigued by books and all this kind of stuff, and he steals a book from somewhere, and he's interested by what he's seeing, and starts building a relationship with Sophia Botella's character, and ultimately decides that he wants to take a different path with his life, which doesn't please Michael Shannon at all. And that's the gist of your movie, basically, here. Now, while I think there are aspects of this movie that are very, very interesting, very, very intriguing, and are done quite well and very thought-provoking, at the very core of this movie, the movie itself is, unfortunately, a little bit dull. There's not enough happens in this movie to hold your interest intently throughout. I think the story itself, it is very, very interesting, and you can imagine when this novel came out by Ray Bradbury all them years ago, in those days people thought we would have had flying cars by now and all this kind of stuff, and the future would have been very, very different. But I'm not sure the science fiction of the story then stands up today, if that makes any sense. It just felt a little bit far-fetched, the fact that people are going around burning books because they're evil, and they could corrupt the mind, and the people are starting to believe that Benjamin Franklin created the fire brigade to burn books, and nobody knows the real truth, and the idea is to burn out all this past history and create a false new one. It just wouldn't be possible. I personally don't think. And while I thought the performances were pretty impressive, especially from Michael Shannon, I thought he had a very interesting and layered character, and it kept you guessing as to what his intentions were for the majority of the film, and I liked that about his character. Michael B. Jordan, while I think he did a good job in the role, I didn't find his character interesting particularly, and his transition from this really deeply intense individual at the beginning that was full on happy about burning books and all this media, his transition from that to what he becomes, it felt a bit rushed to me. I just didn't buy it, his transition. So it has some flaws, this movie. I think pacing issues, again, I think are a problem with this movie. It's pretty slow paced. There's not a lot happens. Please don't go into this movie thinking you're going to get a balls to the wall science fiction action fest, because it is not going to happen at all. You get, like I say, you're getting a science fiction drama stroke thriller here, and while I never felt bored watching it, I think it is a bit dull, and there are pacing issues with the movie. It's a bit slow paced. And the ultimate outcome is a bit confusing, and I don't want to spoil the ending, but I didn't buy it. I didn't really understand what they were doing and how it would work, what they were trying to do. It just felt a bit bizarre, really, what they were trying to do in regards to solving the problem of getting all this beautiful literature back out into the world. The way they choose to solve that just didn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest. And I'm sure that was in the original novel, but still it didn't make sense to me. So yeah, I thought it was okay, this movie. I didn't dislike it, but it's not a film that I'd really be interested in watching again, I don't think. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's well made, it looks good, the effects are okay, well acted. Like I say, it's just a bit slow and dull, and I wasn't particularly impressed or taken in by the story it's trying to tell as well. So there you go, Fahrenheit 451. Check it out if you like, guys, and please like and share this video, and please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help. Thank you very much for watching.